Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sedona International Film Festival, where we're celebrating our 31st anniversary. We're coming to you live from Yavapai College. Yavapai College is one of our sponsors, along with Mercedes-Benz, our title sponsor. We'd like to thank all our restaurateurs, hoteliers, volunteers, who year after year help us with the festival. We are so grateful for you and to you. And I also want to thank Ambiente, because Ambiente, the landscape hotel, is one of the places where Everett had the opportunity to stay.
Absolutely.
So I would like to introduce to you Everett Osborne, who is actually the star of Sweetwater. One of the stars, but the main star.
It's a few stars in there.
Yes, a few stars. But,
stars.
you know, first of all, Everett and I met last night. We had dinner together, which was so
Yes.
delightful. So
Amazing.
I'm glad I had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I mean, me too. It's such a pleasure being here.
Yeah.
Even dinner last night, wonderful. The food, the people here are so welcoming. And I think the moment I drove in, I saw that big red rock. It was like my spirit went to another space. I feel like the love of God in this space. So I'm honored to be here, honored to be sitting next to you. And let's have fun.
I know. So, you know, one of the things too, like also at one of the after parties, you were there, and so is Jeremy Piven and Dave Coulter, and also the director,
Martin Gigi.
Yes, and Martin and his family, and also we had dinner with Charlie. Midnight, which was amazing. But you know, what I loved most was seeing how you interacted. I was just there briefly, I was talking to Martine, but you know, how you just kind of sat down and, you know, just fell right into a conversation with like old friends. That's what it felt like.
Absolutely. I mean, we're here to connect. I mean, us filming Sweetwater, it was a family environment. I think Martine set the tone. I mean, the film is it's a unifying film. So I think that was the spirit that we had from the moment we started creating, and from the moment we even still doing tours or festivals. It was something special there, and you kind of still feel that.
So you played, it was the Harlem Globetrotter. Which character was that? Not the character, but the real life person.
Yeah, so Nathaniel Sweetwater Clifton, who initially was a Harlem Globetrotter, and then through his journey became the first black NBA player ever to sign a contract for the New York Knickerbockers at the time in 1950.
Yep, and you played basketball professionally.
Yeah, I did.
Uh-huh.
I did. I played in New Zealand for a little bit and Australia for the
Right.
most part.
Right. And, you know, the other thing that I want to say about you, because we talked about this, is that this is like one of the first major roles, because your background, you were in family plays that you did for your church.
She listens. We have a listener over here. She listens. Yeah, so Faithful Resurrection Baptist Church, my heart and soul. My uncle was the pastor. My aunt, Marilyn, she was the head coordinator. And literally every year from the moment I was about 4 years old, we would have scripts and plays, and we would prepare as family, my cousins, and we would get the scripts and say, which role are you going to be? And then we'll set our own plays up and perform them. And I didn't understand and realize that during that time, we formulated our own playhouse, and it was preparing me to do what I'm doing now.
I know, it's amazing. I mean, that's what I'm saying, is that you were in just about every single scene of that movie.
Yeah, it's one of those meant to be things. I think, everything in our life prepares us for the next step. And I would say it had 20 plus years of preparation for that 28 days at Warner Brothers Live. So it didn't feel like it was a new beginning for me. It kind of felt like I was at home.
And how would you say that you related to the character, being you playing basketball, and then also the character who was really part of history, basketball history?
My whole life I've been in search of greatness, of value, and wanted to serve humanity to the best potential and not leave no stone unturned. And I've hit a lot of roadblocks. I've hit a lot of things that made me feel like I couldn't make my dreams come true, like I wasn't enough. I'd rather be me being bullied in school, or having a goal and not having the support, or not having a way out. And I really resonated with Sweetwater, being so skilled, so loving, but not having the support, having Mount Olympus against them, right? Having this huge mountain, but then somehow finding a way to get over it. And I really relate to that, and I'm honored to even tell a fraction of his story.
Right. And it's hard for me to sit here and hear that some of the challenges that you're facing in life and not thinking that you're not enough. Like, we all in some stages of our life always feel like we're not enough. And so it could be, you could take it one way or you can actually, thrive and try to make something better. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, my faith is a huge part. Like believing in God and praying and having a good support system. And I see similarities with Sweetwater, at least from the aspect of believing in something beyond what's presented to you in life, bringing the right people around you to help you achieve a goal maybe you didn't even know you wanted to have. I don't think he had a plan of being this big, groundbreaking trailblazer. I mean, he served for our country, fought in war. He was just trying to do his best one step at a time, and to see how that opened up something special for him is amazing.
I was surprised at his journey. So, the film opens up pretty much with him there, and I was really surprised to see that because I was like, what happened? Like,
Right.
How did he end up,
Right.
doing that with
Right.
being the first and, being the first black NBA player and playing for the Harlem Globetrotters, who, is world renowned, right? To me, it was a great surprise for that, but it showed the humbleness of a human and where they felt that, they needed to be, right?
And I think it just makes a point to where, he's not thinking from the outside. He's just literally doing his job. So even what you saw in the beginning of the credits and the scene, I mean, yeah, it may seem how do you go from here to this, but he's just doing that next step that we talked about. I don't think he looked at the NBA as, oh, I'm in the NBA. He was just doing his next best step for himself, his family. He had the opportunity to connect with people. And that's the same thing you see even from the beginning. So it's not like a sad thing. It's actually an empowering thing where he felt like he had the freedom to move. We're not giving spoilers out, but
Yes,
you guys
I
will
don't
see
do
what we're
that.
talking about. But he had the freedom to move, and he had a job where he can connect with humanity and still inspire them and connect and touch them. So for him, that was the incentive to do that because he chose to do that job.
Right. Right. I know. I was so blown away by just the reaction of the sports writer, who didn't even know, whatever. But I think that kind of blew me away because that kind of says it all, right? You never know whose presence that you're actually in. And it doesn't have to be somebody who's so elevated. It could be just about anybody. That presence that you're in can really affect you, your day, or the job that you're doing.
I mean, there's a bit of God in everyone you meet, so you got to speak to that.
I love that. Yes, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
So greatest gift, and especially working on this film with an amazing cast. Who was your biggest, who did you think that you learned a lot from? Is it hard to say? I know. I'm putting you on the spot
I'm a
here.
kid from Los Angeles, California. I didn't expect to be leading a motion picture at Warner Brothers lot. So me stepping into Warner Brothers, it's from Space Jam days, seeing the WB with the What's Up Doc, right? And it's like now I'm there. I got Jeremy Piven, Carrie Elwes, I got Richard Dreyfuss, Jim Caviezel, Eric Roberts. I mean, the list goes on. Emmeline, a beautiful singer. It was just a beauty to be in that space and serve humanity and hopefully serve a beautiful story.
Yeah, and you did that.
Thank
And
you.
she does have a beautiful voice. Oh my gosh. I was
Amazing.
yes, it really was an amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I really did. So what's next for you?
Wow, a lot of things are next. After doing this film, my intention is to consistently tell other projects and stories that inspire humanity, uplift, and empower, and have fun with these stories too. So working on projects, working on more movies, and I'm looking forward to bringing that to you guys.
Awesome. Anything in particular you can share with us?
I mean, today's Sweetwater Day, so that's the only thing I can share. But just know, great things are on the way.
Good PR, good marketer, I'm telling you right here. You know how to throw that one.
I mean, I'm just speaking to the moment.
Yes.
Speaking to the moment.
All right. So Sweetwater is this evening at 7 p.m. Please get your tickets to it. You won't be disappointed. There'll also be a Q&A after the film with the actors, as well as Martine, who's the director. And there will be a red carpet, so lots to see. And right? And
do it.
yes, we're going to go do it right now.
Yeah,
No.
we are. We are.
Pretty
See you
soon
guys
anyway.
there.
So thank you so much for being with us. It's such a pleasure really to get to know you.
Thank you.
And I really have enjoyed that. So, and thank you for sharing
Thank you
your
so
story.
much for being honest, sensitive, and true, and listening and asking amazing questions. And thank you guys for just having me here. It's a blessing.
Thank you. And we still have to find out if you're from some island or something.
Oh yeah, I mean my roots: Alabama, Detroit, Ghana, Nigeria, and maybe Jamaica. Who knows?
Some island, I don't know. But it's been amazing. So we are going to follow us please on Facebook Live, where we'll have more interviews, and follow us on Sedona Film Fest. And we'll be right back.